I'm Catherine, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if this is a return visit. I love doing these full face of one particular makeup brand videos. It's really interesting to me to try all the different products that a company has to offer. Today, I'm going to be using a full face of NYX Cosmetics. Some people, I think, call it NYX. I've just always called it NYX. I'm not exactly sure what's correct, but I'm just gonna call it NYX throughout this video so we are not confused by what I'm talking about. So I have accumulated all the products that I will need here from NYX, and so if you are ready to get started, so am I. So the first product is a primer. This has gotten a huge cult following. It is this NYX Marshmallow Primer. And it actually has marshmallow root extract in it, and that's why they call it that. It does have sort of a marshmallow texture, marshmallowy texture, but not too much. It's not sticky or anything. I have used this primer multiple times. I've had this for a while, and I will say that I really do like it. It's not, I don't think that it's the best primer I've ever used, but I really do like it, and I see why people do like it. I don't know that it is anything that unusual. Okay, so I have the primer all over my face. You can see it does have a very glowy finish. Now we're going to move on to foundation. NYX has several foundations, but my favorite one that I have is this Born to Glow foundation. And it comes in a little tube like this. And just going to put some out on my hand. I am in the shade Vanilla. And this is the shade Vanilla. And I'm just going to start putting this on. I really like this foundation. I've had this probably since the summertime, and it's nice. It's a very nice foundation. It's called Born to Glow, which is interesting because I don't find it to be overly glowy as a foundation, which is kind of nice. It just gives you that nice subtle glow. But when I first got it, I thought it was going to be really glowy, but it's actually a pretty nice level of glow. A lot of the glow that I'm getting right now from this is really from this primer. You can build it up, but I would say this is a light to medium coverage. It doesn't feel heavy or tacky on the skin. It actually feels like a nice moisturizer. I'm going to build it a little bit on my nose and on my sunspots. Very natural looking, a little bit more than a tinted moisturizer, but not a ton more than a tinted moisturizer. But as you can see, it gives better coverage than most tinted moisturizers. And I do have a tinted moisturizer from NYX, which is very good too, but this one is definitely a foundation. So this is the Born to Glow foundation and Vanilla. So I picked up this Conceal, Correct, and Contour palette from NYX a little bit ago. And it is interesting. I really only use it for correcting under the eye. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm just going to take kind of a thicker brush, and I'm going to go into this peachiest shade down at the bottom. And I'm going to lightly tap that on the darkest part under my eye to help correct. This is a drier formula, which is nice because you don't want it to be too moisturizing, but you can see the difference it's made from here to here. And then I'm going to go and do the same on this side. You can use a palette like this anywhere you have any, like a blemish, or I might actually try a little bit of this on this sunspot here to give a little extra coverage. And maybe a little on this one. This is a nice palette to have because it does have so many different shades in it. I have never used the contour shade, but I should try that sometime. I'm not trying it today, but I really should because these are all very good quality. I am going to get a clean brush and go into this brightest one down at the bottom to prime my eyelids. So you can see how a palette like this really can come in handy for all kinds of things that might come up with your makeup application. And that is what I've found NYX is really good at. They come up with a lot of great products for people who really love makeup. Not just the amateur, but somebody who is a professional in makeup can use a lot of these products. And this would be something great for a makeup artist to have in their kit. I love having this because, like I said, you can pull it anytime you have some sort of an issue with your makeup that you want to take care of. So the concealer I want to use today is this HD Studio Photogenic. And I have the shade CW02. And I've corrected that darkness, which is nice, but we're just going to go over this with the concealer. This is a newer concealer to me. I have the Born to Glow concealer as well, but I felt like I was glowing enough and actually kind of wanted to just take care of that under eye. So I do have the Born to Glow, but this one is the Studio Photogenic, and I like that. I think that's very nice. It's done a nice job. I might put a little bit extra. I feel like some of that was lifted. Some of the corrector was lifted here. So for a powder, I have the HD Finishing Powder. This is the NYX mineral-based powder, and it is just white. So this is the translucent shade. And I'm going to be using this Milani brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and lightly kind of quite a bit taps up, and this powder works. It's actually very, very effective. You don't need a ton, but it will help you to kind of control the glow a little bit. I'm using this powder all over my face to prepare my face for any future powder products that are coming up. So that's a really nice powder, translucent, not cakey, very nice. The next product is their matte bronzer, and I love the tone of this. It's kind of a cooler toned bronzer. I'm just going to get a regular powder brush. This is the Joa powder brush that has the pinch side, which I like for a bronzing brush. And we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of bronze to this skin. So this definitely has a red undertone, which I like, and it is pretty pigmented, so be careful how you apply it. Just dip in a little bit. It blends nicely, and like I said, I really do like the tone of this. This is very nice. It has enough of the red in it that you could almost wear this as your blush as well. So I'm enjoying this bronzer. It's not my favorite from the drugstore, but I do like it and I like the tone. And it does blend. You might have to take a little bit of time if you go heavy-handed. So my recommendation is to start and build. I went a little heavy on this side. I have been able to work it out. This one I did the perfect amount and it blended much, much better. So don't go in with such a heavy hand. Next is blush, and NYX has a ton of great blush products, but my favorite by far is this product called Sweet Cheeks. This particular shade is Nude Tude, and it is one of my favorites. And I'll show you how I like to apply this. It comes just with a doe foot applicator. So I'm just gonna put a couple little spots like that, take a brush, and then lightly blend in. This blends in so beautifully to the skin. I use this a lot of times when I'm having like a 5-minute makeup application. This is the best product for that. They do have some deeper shades than this. This is just like a nude, kind of a rose shade, I would say. But I have found they're almost too deep for me. I would love for them to come out with a few more, maybe in like a lighter pink, maybe in a lighter coral or peach. But these are just beautiful. I love this product. I venture to guess it may be one of my very favorite NYX products. I love it, and I highly recommend checking out this as a cream blush, liquid blush from the drugstore. They also have great powder blushes. So just to be a little extra today, I thought I would do a little bit of a topper with one of their powder blushes. This is also called Sweet Cheeks. This is a matte formula of blush. And this shade is called Rose and Play. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this as a topper. Since that Nude Tude is just such a neutral color, I thought this might be fun to just add a little bit more of a pop on the cheek. These blushes are pigmented, so be careful that you don't go in too heavy, but they layer really nicely. You can see that gave a little bit more brightness to my face. Love that. Their blushes are great. Definitely an area that I would tell you to investigate. So this was the combo I used today, and very fun to kind of do that together. This was recent to me. I did not have a highlighter from NYX, so I picked up this Born to Glow palette, which I am really excited about. It is just beautiful. And it has all these different highlighting shades, some of which of course are deeper. I could use more as a blush shade. Today, I'm gonna go into this kind of light pinky shade and get a little bit more glow. We've had a lot of glow, but let's add some more, right? That is really pretty. I've never heard anybody talk about this, so I'm excited to be able to have this. Very reasonably priced from the drugstore, and all those different tones. Really nice. I'm loving that glow. This is the Born to Glow palette. Really, a really great highlighting palette. I'm impressed. So many people talk about how great this NYX brow pencil is. This is their professional, this is their micro brow pencil, and a lot of people talk about that it's a dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I am in the shade Taupe, and this is a really nice skinny pencil. It works very, very well. I would say this is comparable to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. Just easily add some color in. This color is great if you have more of a cool blonde type brow situation going on. And I love having the spoolie at the end. I can't take a brow product like this when it doesn't have a spoolie at the end. Just not worth it. This is a great brow product, one of the best from the drugstore. If you are looking for an inexpensive brow product from the drugstore, which to me is the best way to go because who wants to spend a bunch of money on brows, but check out the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It's very, very nice, and they have a lot of different shades. The formula is wonderful. It's got the waxiness to it, but it's not overly waxy, and it's easy to work with. Okay, for eyes, I have this NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette. This is in warm neutrals, and I'm actually only going to use a couple of shades from here just as really more of a base. So I'm gonna start off with this medium shade here in the middle and just take that all over my lid. I have a special topper that I want to use. I do like this palette. It's great if you want to just pull a few neutral shades. They have so many versions of this particular palette. They have some really colorful ones. They have all different versions. But I'm really just using the neutrals in this today because we are going to do a little topper. So that's nice all over the lid. And now I'm gonna deepen the crease just a little bit with this shade down here in the bottom. That's just like a step up in tone. And I'm just gonna take that through the crease and maybe a touch above. Just gonna give a little bit more dimension. Okay, very, very subtle. So I'll probably come back for one of these brow shades at the top, so I'll keep that open here. But I wanted to show you the topper that I got. This is a little topper that's in like a peach shimmer, and it is so, so pretty. This shade is Golden Peach, and I just love it. It's so pretty. The best way I have found to get the most bang for your buck from this shade is to use a setting spray to wet your flat brush. And I'm using this one, and I'll use this again at the end. This is the NYX Bear With Me Prime, Set, and Refresh. And this is very, very nice setting spray. So I'm just gonna wet that brush, kind of take off any excess so that it's just damp. And I'm gonna go into this beautiful peach shade. And I'm just going to take that on the lid. But all the way across, just up to the crease. And it just gives a beautiful color. It's almost more, I would say, a coral than a peach. But it's lighter if you don't use the setting spray. You can make it very, very light. But I like having a little bit more of an intensity factor with this. So that's Golden Peach. I really am enjoying that. Then I'm just gonna take another brush and go into this lightest shade up at the top. That's going to be for my brow. And just to kind of diffuse the other shadows. This is a very light shadow look, so there's not a lot to diffuse, which is nice. But I really love that eye look. I think it looks great, and a palette like this is so helpful. Kind of like what I was saying with this palette, it's just great things to have in your collection because you can go to them and mix and match and do all kinds of things. I will show you the rest of this palette. I mean, it's really very pretty. Okay, so for an eyeliner, I'm gonna be using their brown eyeliner. This is the retractable eyeliner in the shade Bronze. And this is a very pigmented, very soft eyeliner. So definitely no tugging. But it does, I found that I need to go over this a little bit to smudge it because it is almost too loose, if that makes any sense, that to get it to really look clean, I feel like I need to go over it with like an angled brush. And I'm gonna do this other eye. For mascara, my favorite NYX mascara is this On the Rise mascara. And I saw when I was shopping for a couple of the things I needed to fill in, they had an On the Rise Lash Booster Primer. Okay, so I just curled my lashes. I'm gonna bring you in so that you can see this primer in action. So this is the On the Rise. They're calling it a Lash Booster Primer. It's a little different than other ones I've tried because it is actually black instead of white, or sometimes I even see pink. So you can see it almost looks like a really thin mascara. But then we're gonna go over it with the On the Rise mascara. This is the wand. Let me show you the wand. Here's the wand. Slightly hourglass, kind of a twisted shape though. And let me show you how, after using the primer, this can really take it up to a new level. It's good on its own, but that primer really gave the mascara more to hold on to. And it's supposed to help it so that it doesn't flake or smudge. And I haven't had any issues with that. So that's one eye, and of course that's without. You can see a difference. I'll be right back once I have the other eye done. Okay, so I have both of my eyes done with mascara. This little duo is actually really nice. This feels very comfortable on, and it's given me great length. And I did try this without the primer, and it still works well. I've had this before. But the primer definitely gives it that extra boost that you can really get some craziness with your lashes. If you are looking to get extreme length with your lashes, this duo could be really nice to pick up at the drugstore. NYX is known for their lip pencils. They make some of the best lip pencils, period. Not drugstore, just period, the best. I love them. I love the formula. They work so well, and they're incredibly inexpensive at like $4 and $5 a pop. So I wanted to use one of their lip liners, of course. This is one of my favorite shades, Nude Suede Shoes. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this. So I've applied that all over my lips. It is so comfortable, and I would be good to go with just this. This would be great, but I wanted to try a couple other products for you. So they just came out with kind of an update of this is a liquid lip, but it's not quite as drying as a liquid lip. This is their Lingerie XXL, and I got the shade Flaunt It. These applicators make it so easy to get this all over your lips. This is a really nice formula. This one is kind of a peachy pink. I'm gonna put a topper on it, but I really do like this. This is a beautiful shade. Feels very comfortable. This is not quite as long wearing as some other liquid lipsticks, but it's very, very nice. And they have actually another formula of liquid lipstick that has like a gloss on the other end. It's really a dupe for like the Chanel liquid lipsticks. And that one is very long lasting. This one, I noticed the last time I wore it, I had it on for a while, but then when I ate a meal, it was totally gone. So it's not quite like a regular lipstick, not quite as long lasting as a liquid lipstick. So they just came out with these new glosses, and these are great. They're called This is Milky Gloss, and I got the shade Peach, and this is really pretty as a topper. These are really nice glosses. They have a milky aspect to them, so they can tone down any color, and I really love the look of that over. I got another one too that's just more of a beigey color. These remind me of the Tower 28 Milky glosses, and I wonder if that was the inspiration behind these. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my setting spray. This is the Bear With Me Prime, Set, and Refresh. Great mist on this. Very, very subtle fragrance, very subtle, but very pretty, and you don't even need a fan. This just dries beautifully. This is a great setting spray. I'm impressed with this. And you get so much, and they say it helps your makeup wear up to 8 hours. This is the finished look with all the NYX products. I'm just gonna highlight a few of the products that I really, really love. I love this combination of the Marshmallow Primer and the Born to Glow Foundation. I think it's beautiful and just great, especially for over 40 skin. I think the bronzer is good, not great, but good. I love this blush. I highly recommend this blush. And of course, this one was very fun to use as a little bit of a topper. This little corrector and concealer, I think is great to have in your collection. It's just nice as you're doing your makeup, or if you were helping a friend or whatever, to have all these different shades available to you. I'm really excited about using more of this Born to Glow palette. I'm so impressed with this and all the tones, and I think the highlight was just beautiful. This powder was impressive, very, very impressive, and a lot of powder comes up, but not too much. It's easy to work with, and this would be a great purse powder if you have quite a bit of oiliness. This takes the shine down very quickly. This eyeshadow palette is nice. It's not a necessity. I don't think it's the best formula at the drugstore, but I really do like it. However, this little small shimmer shade in the Golden Peach, I think is beautiful. It really reminds me of my new shadow that I just got from Chanel, the Ultra Flesh. It's a very similar effect of the peachiness on your eye. I enjoyed this little combo of the primer and the mascara, very fun. Finally, the lip liners are incredible from this brand. I am enjoying this Lip Lingerie XXL. I think it is a good formula. It doesn't stay on forever, but it's a really nice formula. And these glosses are great. I highly recommend picking up one of their new This Is Milky glosses. In fact, just a pairing of the lip pencil and the gloss alone would be beautiful. This setting spray is great. You get so much great mist. I mean, I'm loving the effect of it. Definitely gives you sort of a dewy finish, and it helps your makeup to last, and incredibly affordable. This is a product that I would say pick up instead of one of the high-end setting sprays. This is a great setting spray. So that's my review of a full Face of NYX products. I hope you enjoyed it. If you had a favorite product that I used, let me know. Or if you have a favorite NYX product, I would love to hear about that in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you in my next video.